Did you know that sometimes acting like you don't know everything can become your greatest strength after 60? Imagine this. A family dinner turns heated over clashing opinions, but you simply smile, nod, and stay silent, diffusing tension effortlessly. Or picture avoiding a pushy salesperson's tactics by appearing uninterested and uninformed. These moments aren't about giving up, they're about winning back your peace. Meet James, a 65-year-old retired engineer who used to think he had to weigh in on every conversation and solve every problem. But over time he realized something powerful: sometimes less is more. Through trial and error, James discovered that staying silent or feigning ignorance in certain situations didn't make him less capable or engaged. In fact, it gave him more control over his time, energy, and peace of mind. Imagine this. At a neighborhood gathering, James found himself cornered by a persistent salesperson pushing an investment scheme. Instead of arguing or trying to outsmart them, he simply smiled and said, "I wouldn't know anything about that," and walked away. No stress, no drama. This isn't about being deceitful or passive, it's about being smart. Knowing when to step back, let go, and protect your well-being is a skill that becomes even more valuable as you grow older. Today, we'll explore 5 situations where playing dumb can save you from unnecessary stress, keep relationships intact, and give you the freedom to focus on what truly matters. If you're ready to learn these practical strategies for your golden years, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more life-changing advice tailored just for you. Your peace of mind is worth it. Let's get started. James was at a lively family dinner, one of those gatherings where conversations naturally flow from laughter to serious topics. Suddenly, a heated political debate erupted between 2 relatives. Voices were raised, tensions thickened, and the mood shifted uncomfortably. All eyes turned to James, knowing he was well-informed and opinionated, but instead of diving into the fray, James did something unexpected. He stayed silent. He nodded occasionally, offering a neutral smile, and let the others exhaust their arguments. As emotions peaked, his silence became the calm center of the storm. Remarkably, the argument fizzled out without escalating further, and the family moved on to dessert without any lingering tension. James later shared his wisdom. Not every argument is worth joining, even if you have strong opinions. Sometimes silence is the best way to keep peace. Here's why his approach works so well. Emotionally charged debates, especially on topics like politics or religion, often have no clear winner. Jumping in can escalate the conflict and strain relationships. By stepping back, you allow others to vent without adding fuel to the fire. A simple nod or a neutral phrase like, "I see where you're coming from," can diffuse the situation without compromising your values. This doesn't mean you're weak or indifferent. It means you value your peace and the relationship more than being right. Over time, people will respect you for being a calming presence rather than a combative voice. Now, think about your own experiences. Have you ever stayed out of an argument and felt better for it? Maybe you avoided an unnecessary fallout with a friend or family member, or perhaps you've seen how silence can be more powerful than words. Share your story in the comments below. Your wisdom could inspire someone else to take the higher road. Remember, life after 60 isn't about proving yourself in every battle. It's about choosing the ones that truly matter. And sometimes the smartest choice is simply to play dumb and let the storm pass. James was enjoying his morning coffee when a knock at the door interrupted his peace. Standing there was a sharply dressed, smooth-talking salesman holding a brochure about a once-in-a-lifetime investment opportunity. The man claimed it was a surefire way to double his savings within a year. James listened politely as the pitch grew more aggressive, filled with promises of big returns and warnings about how time was running out. Instead of confronting the man or trying to poke holes in the proposal, James decided to play dumb. With a warm smile, he said, "I'm not sure I really understand all this finance stuff. It sounds complicated. Let me think about it and talk to my kids." The salesman, sensing he wouldn't make a quick sale, tried a few more tactics before finally giving up and moving on to the next house. Later, James chuckled as he reflected on the situation. By pretending to be unsure and uninformed, he had not only avoided making a rushed decision, but also spared himself the mental stress of debating or arguing. Here's the takeaway. Scams and pushy sales tactics often thrive on urgency and pressure. The more you feel cornered, the more likely you are to make a choice you'll regret. But when you feign uncertainty or lack of knowledge, you take control of the situation. It's like hitting a pause button, giving yourself time to step back, do your research, and make an informed decision on your terms. You can use simple phrases like, "I'll need to think about this and get back to you. I don't really understand all the details. Can I get this in writing? I'll talk to my family and let you know." These responses not only diffuse the pressure, but also signal that you're not an easy target. Remember, legitimate opportunities never require immediate decisions, and anyone who pushes you to act quickly is likely not looking out for your best interests. Now let's hear from you. Have you ever avoided a scam or a high-pressure sales situation by staying calm or pretending not to understand? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else steer clear of a bad deal. But what if there's a way to use playing dumb to actually look wiser and gain respect? That's exactly what we'll explore in the next section. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it. James had a friendly neighbour, Tom, who always seemed to have questions about home repairs. Knowing James was a retired engineer, Tom often came over to ask for advice on everything from plumbing to electrical wiring. At first, James was happy to help, spending hours explaining solutions and even demonstrating techniques, but over time, he noticed a pattern. Tom never offered help in return, nor did he even acknowledge the effort James put in. One day, Tom showed up again, this time asking for detailed guidance on rewiring a light fixture. Instead of diving into the explanation like he usually did, James smiled and said, "Oh, I wouldn't know much about that anymore. Things have changed a lot since I retired." He then suggested Tom consult a professional. Tom looked surprised, but eventually left without pressing further. This wasn't James being unkind, it was him setting boundaries. He realized that while sharing knowledge is rewarding, it shouldn't come at the cost of his own time, energy, and peace of mind. Here's the emotional truth. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your expertise or time. As we grow older, our energy becomes one of our most valuable assets, and it's okay to protect it. If someone frequently takes advantage of your generosity without offering anything in return, it's a sign to step back. Using phrases like, "I'm not sure I'm the right person to help with that," or "It's been a long time since I worked on something like that," can politely but firmly set a boundary. It's not about being unhelpful, it's about recognizing when your assistance is being taken for granted and redirecting that energy to focus on yourself and the people who truly value you. So, what about you? Have you ever found yourself offering more than you received in return? How did you handle it? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your story might inspire others to set healthy boundaries too. Remember, playing dumb isn't about avoiding responsibility. It's about knowing when to protect your well-being. And in the next situation, we'll see how this approach can help you gracefully sidestep unnecessary drama. Stay tuned. The holidays were around the corner, and James's family was in full planning mode. But instead of being a joyful occasion, the discussions quickly turned into disagreements. One sibling wanted to host at their house, another insisted on a restaurant, and a third complained about the timing. Voices grew louder, and all eyes turned to James, expecting him to pick a side. But James had learned from experience. He smiled warmly and said, "Whatever you all decide works for me. Just let me know where to show up and what to bring." His response was so neutral and calm that the tension shifted away from him, leaving the others to sort it out themselves. In the end, they made a decision without dragging James into the drama. Family dynamics can be one of the biggest sources of stress, especially when emotions run high over things like holiday plans, inheritances, or differing opinions. While it's tempting to jump in and mediate, doing so often pulls you deeper into the conflict. By staying neutral or even playing dumb, you avoid the emotional toll and let others work things out on their own. Here's how to apply this approach. Use phrases like, "I trust you all to figure it out," or "I'm happy with whatever works for everyone." Avoid taking sides or offering solutions unless explicitly asked. Focus on keeping the peace and maintaining your own sense of calm. This isn't about being dismissive, it's about recognizing that not every family disagreement needs your input. Sometimes the best way to preserve harmony is to step back and let others work through their differences. What about you? What's your go-to strategy for navigating family drama? Do you stay neutral or do you dive in as the peacemaker? Let us know in the comments. Your advice might help someone else navigate a tricky situation. In the next section, we'll explore how playing dumb can even protect you from unnecessary responsibility. You won't want to miss it. James was attending a social gathering with a mix of old friends and new acquaintances. During the conversation, someone brought up the latest smartphone apps, assuming James, at 65, was out of touch with modern technology. "Oh, you probably wouldn't know about these things," the person said with a chuckle, before launching into an overly simplistic explanation. Instead of correcting them, James smiled and listened patiently, nodding along as they spoke. He even asked a few questions, further playing into their assumption. But when the topic shifted to troubleshooting an app issue, James casually offered a solution that left everyone in awe. Not only did he understand the technology, but he had mastered it better than many in the room. By letting others underestimate him, James held the element of surprise. He didn't waste energy proving himself unnecessarily, and when the moment came, he earned genuine admiration for his knowledge and humility. Here's the empowering truth. When people underestimate you, it's not a disadvantage, it's an opportunity. By staying quiet and observing, you can gauge the situation, avoid unnecessary debates, and decide when to reveal your strengths. This approach often leaves a stronger impression than if you'd tried to assert yourself from the start. Here's how you can apply this strategy. When someone assumes you don't know something, stay curious and let them share their perspective. Use phrases like, "That's interesting, tell me more," to keep the conversation going without challenging them outright. Wait for the right moment to share your knowledge or expertise. It's more impactful when it's unexpected. This isn't about letting people walk over you, it's about conserving your energy and choosing your battles. When you stay calm and patient, you can turn their underestimation into an advantage, whether it's in social settings, family dynamics, or even professional environments. Now it's your turn. Have you ever let someone underestimate you only to surprise them later? Share your story in the comments. It might inspire someone else to embrace their hidden strengths. Let's wrap up with a quick recap and a final takeaway to empower you in your golden years. Stay tuned. To wrap it up, remember, playing dumb isn't about being passive. It's about being strategic. It's about choosing the right moments to step back, protect your peace, and save your energy for what truly matters. When you stop feeling the need to prove yourself in every situation, you unlock a newfound sense of control over your emotions and your life. You give yourself permission to stay calm, remain collected, and only step in when you truly need to. So, the next time you find yourself in one of these situations, whether it's a heated argument, a pushy salesman, or family drama, consider the power of silence. Play dumb when it benefits your well-being, and watch how it transforms your interactions and your peace of mind. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with someone who might need to hear this today, and don't forget to subscribe for more life advice just like this. And if you're looking for more advice on living your best life after 60, be sure to check out our next video.